Good to see you on a beautiful Sunday morning. I got a bunch of announcements. One is, last Monday we left with 11 boys and 6 girls. And, yes. Wait till I get to the end of the story. Yeah. I'm holding this to the end. And everything went well. Boys were great. Girls were wonderful. Boys were great, though. Joe, Derek, and I had the boys, and Laura and Ruth had the girls. And it went well, and had a great time. And we sent messages out to the parents asking them if they wanted their child back and how much it would cost to enable them to not to come back home. And we got no takers, so we brought them all back. But that was how we were planning on. That's usually how we fund camp, is doing that, and this time it just didn't work. But anyway, good camp and fun and had faith. After the worship service today, we're going to get together and eat, and then we'll have a business meeting. We need to do business about our insurance, our church's insurance, and heating cooling unit, which may not sound like much, but we're dealing with quite a bit of money here, and it needs to be done correctly. We're also going to be bringing the race car track over from the garage over here over to the fellowship hall, which means this Wednesday we're going to have our races. We'll have pizza. We'll be racing till either they don't want to race anymore or the adults don't want them to race anymore. But anyway, it's a fun time. So we'll have a great time this Wednesday. We'll eat at 6, and the races will begin whenever they get through eating, and you can't stop them from racing. And we'll go on from there. In 3 weeks, we'll have Vacation Bible School, which is a very important time. Remember the ones who will be participating in that, especially that we will get things taken care of. And then soon after that, we'll have, like 3 days after that, we'll have Falls Creek and do that for 6 days. And then on July 12th will be the last thing we do for the summer, other than other stuff. Any other announcements? A prayer request. Ruth's brother-in-law, Larry, who lives in Hera, found out a month or 2 ago, maybe 6 weeks, that there are issues he had with his health, and found out that he had stage 3 cancer in his liver. And then when they checked it, they found out that it had come from his pancreas, and they didn't even check. They offered him treatment for it that would extend his life 6 months to a year. And I was talking to Larry in the hospital, and he said, I just don't think I want to feel this bad for another 6 months to a year. And I said, and have that long where you aren't in heaven? And he said, exactly. So they brought hospice in a few days ago. Ruth's sister and brother-in-law came in from Missouri yesterday, and we went up there to see them. And Charity, who has been a nurse in 2 different nursing homes, gave us a pretty good estimate of how he was doing. Mary, his wife, called last night as we were getting in, after we got in, and needed her sister. So Ruth and Charity drove back, got in there about 1:15, and she needs her sister, and Charity's expertise will be important. So we're just waiting, and soon, probably within this week, Larry will go to heaven. Not a bad end to his story at all, but Larry's a great guy. Larry gave me, I'm going on with this, but my sermon's like 3 minutes long, so it's no big deal. Ruth and I get married, and we go to her house because she needs to get something, and she has forgotten the keys. So I'm trying to break into their house. And before I can get into their house, everyone shows up. And so I'm out with this van, which my dad had got for us, and the door doesn't shut right. And I'm pounding on that door, and Larry comes up to me and says, "Donnie, you're marrying into the Savage family. Get used to it." That was the best bit of marital advice I have ever heard. I've used it 1,000 times, and his brother-in-law David was there, and David, Larry's in and out, and David was pointing at something, and he says, "What's this?" And Larry looked over and goes, "It's your finger." Great guy. And anyway, but that's where Ruth and Charity are, and Mary needs your prayers. And with that, I think that's all the announcements I have. Oh, yes, there is more. This coming Saturday at the assembly, they're going to have a prayer meeting from 7 in the evening to midnight. And it's a come and go thing, so if you'd like to go to that, go in there. I'm not sure what the praying is. There's going to be snacks and food, which shouldn't be the primary reason why you go, but it's a way the community can gather together to pray. So they will be doing that. And a week from today, First Baptist Church in Cement is going to have an Indian taco fundraiser. Not for Indian tacos, but a fundraiser for, I think it's going to be for Falls Creek. And that's all the announcements I got. So let's begin our worship service with prayer. Father, I thank you so much for the care and the love that you give to us, for the peace that you give, for the joy that you bring, for the way you help us live a life that carries purpose. So this morning, as you set things aside this week just for us, help us to set this aside just for you. As we sing familiar hymns, we sing them with a heart that hears them differently. As we go through this service, that all that we do honors and glorifies you alone. That we may leave here with a sense of the change of life that comes with worship. In your name I pray. Amen. God for it, I believe I have it, I know I'll get it. Satan also hears that. I believe I have it, I know I'll get it. Satan also hears that. And Satan has a way of giving us things, and we interpret that as what God has done. It begins with, do I have a continuing, ongoing relationship with God? If I have that, then I'm seeking his things so that the rest of this works. And it begins with believe and say to this mountain, be picked up and thrown into the sea. And don't doubt, it will happen. I don't think what Jesus is saying is, look out at Mount Scott and say, be picked up and thrown into the sea. This word